So the name of this live is Black People Classes in Session. We are literally going to break down or summarize. We're going to summarize. So you know why this is so important, so critical, and why we need to get our house in order, why we need to not waste time thinking we have a whole lot of time, because in every document that I just listed, child, they have listed from day one, no games are going to be played. We already have a co-president who is some days he's the richest man in the world. Listen, they got all the resources they need to make this happen. They have, I don't know who used to watch, like I used to love Morning Joe, Mika and Joe, child, I don't even know who these people are anymore. I know they scared. Somebody got them scared because, whoo, child. So I don't even watch, but I catch clips that people send to me and it's insane. So we're going to go through just under 30 and we're going to go through them quick. I'm not going to stop and talk like I normally do, but we're going to go through 30 of the highlights of this 900-page document. So we talked about in one of our videos, right, ending no-fault divorce, which is insane, especially as it relates to women. A complete ban on abortion without exceptions, banning contraceptives, additional tax breaks for corporations, and the 1% higher taxes for the working class, elimination of unions and worker protection. And as I'm going through this list, just in the back of your mind, just think about how many Black people will be affected by this. Or for those who don't like that word, African Americans. But that's not the big issue, right? How many of us will be affected by their mandates, right? Their promises. These are promises and mandates. And so elimination of unions and workers, raising the retirement age. It's already been raised, right? I think now you have to be 67 to start collecting. Instead, it used to be 65 to start collecting certain benefits. They want to raise that. But they want to cut Social Security. They want to cut Medicare. They want to end the Affordable Care Act, raise prescription drug prices. And when I say want to, these are promises and mandates. They have to get passed and things have to still go through the legislation, right? But they have the legislation and they have the Supreme Court. And so, where's the battle? Where's the struggle, right? There'll be people play acting, right, to appease their constituents in their local, homes where they, you know what I'm talking about. But like I said, there'll be some play acting going on. Eliminate the Department of Education. Again, keeping in mind what this means to our children. Use public taxpayer money for private religious schools, teach Christian religious beliefs in public schools. So if you are Catholic, if you're not Christian, what does that mean for you, right? And we already see somebody holding up a Bible. We don't know what's inside that Bible. We don't know how they're going to change the Bible, right? I said I'm not going to. End free and discounted school lunch programs. Again, keep in mind, how will this affect Black people? End civil rights and DEI protections in government. Ban African American and gender studies in all levels of education, from pre-K all the way up through post-grad. Ban books and curriculums about slavery. Child. Ending climate protections. Increasing Arctic drilling. Deregulate big business and the oil industry, promote and expedite capital punishment. That should have been bold. And I'll talk. The bold ones really, really, really stick out as direct attacks, right? Direct attacks. A lot of these have an underlying attack, but these are direct attacks to Black Americans. Promote and expedite capital punishment. End marriage equality, condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families. And if you read inside their other books or their other promises and documents and mandates, they call out that that's 70% of Black families, single mothers. That's 70%. So they intend on condemning 70% of our familial, right, our family makeup. Defund the FBI and Homeland Security, use the military to break up domestic protests. In the back of your mind, mass deportation of immigrants and incarceration in camps, end birthright citizenship, which was a protection under the 14th Amendment. And if you think that that's all they're coming after when it comes to these amendments, think again. This is day one, right? This is day one. But also in those documents, the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, all of that, all of these amendments and acts are part of their mandate and promise to desecrate, to make America great again. So the 14th Amendment, for those of you that don't know, when it comes to birthright citizenship, it guarantees that every child born within the jurisdiction of the United States is a U.S. citizen, regardless of their parents' immigration or citizenship status. So again, that is pretty much standard across most countries. If you come into the country and you give birth, citizenship just becomes your right. But we know that more brown people have been coming here, and less white people have been coming here and giving birth. And so that, tips the scale in making America white again, basically. Banning Muslims from entering the country. Why just Muslims? Why Muslims? Eliminate federal agencies like the FDA, the EPA, we kind of talked about that, NOAA, and more, and continue to pack the Supreme Court and lower courts with right-wing judges so that all that they plan to disrupt cannot be undone for decades, hundreds of years, and so anywho, so like I said, on this document, will be available. It's just a very easy breezy. You have the link to the heritage.org events. You have their Project 2025 policy. You have the mandate for leadership. That's one of the documents we just went over, and the RNC 2024 MAGA platform. I'm hoping that all of this makes sense as to why it is so important for us to continue to get this word out to people in our communities there's a reason why they weaponize the word woke, right? There's a reason why, because they want us to stay asleep.